We're going to call the meeting to order. Proper quorum has been determined. Ask for approval of minutes, April 29th, 2014.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. First, we have old business, final plat, Walmart Commercial Center subdivision requested by Carlson Consulting Engineers. Proposed 3 lots on 45.15 acres. Property located at northwest corner of Murfreesboro Road and Fargus Road. Tax map 18, parcel 2, C2 Highway Service Commercial Zoning District. Property owned by North Star 1 LLC. Ms. Costanza.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We had 7 technical items at the workshop, mostly pertaining to private and public access and drainage easements and associated notations. They have since fixed all of those issues, and staff is satisfied, so I can report all technical items have been addressed at this time.
That being said, all technical items being addressed, do I have a motion?
Motion to approve as submitted.
I have a motion to approve as submitted. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have a site plan, Walmart Supercenter, requested by Carlson's Consulting Engineers. Proposed 189,543 square feet retail store, 41.84 acres. Property located at northwest corner of Murfreesboro Road and Fargus Road, tax map 18, parcel 2, C2 Highway Service Commercial Zoning District. Property owned by North Star 1 LLC. Ms. Costanza.
Mr. Chairman, the Board of Zoning Appeals did grant a variance to allow for the 48-foot access point along Murfreesboro Road earlier this evening. All of the other technical items that we had from the workshop, there were 5. We've got the revised site plan showing the sidewalk along Murfreesboro Road. We've got the new landscape plan, the updated drainage. I wanted to bring your attention to the Fergus Road striping plan. They have changed it for the Planning Commission comments at the workshop. This was the old one here where you can see at Fisk Drive, we've got a long area here of striping. They have since shortened it down to provide 2 full southbound left turn lanes that go the length to Murfreesboro Road, which was one of the comments that was made. You have the newest one, obviously, in your packet, but I did include both on the PowerPoint for you. There's also in your packet an updated study from Mr. Phillips, which justifies the various road improvements which were discussed at the workshop.
Was there any other discussion from the members?
I still have a concern about the in and out at both Fergus and Waldron Road. I'm just real concerned the way that it's presently set up, even with the revision, that it's not going to meet our present purposes and planning purposes. So I just have a real concern that the traffic is going to be a major issue for both junctions.
Did we have a representative here? Could you step up to the podium, please? Mr. Graham. Go ahead and let it.
We discussed this heavily at the workshop. As far as coming out onto, let's take the Walden Road exit first. That when you come out of Walmart and you're heading towards Smyrna, heading southbound. Okay. That at the other junction at Fergus, there is an acceleration lane on the southbound lane. Yes. And I just think to be getting traffic out from that particular junction is more beneficial if there was an acceleration lane to get the traffic going, and that's not shown, and you just kept it as it was from the workshop, and that just gives me some concerns. I want to get your comments on that, if you could, please.
Yes, sir. We discussed putting in the acceleration lane like it's shown down on Fergus and Murfreesboro, but we don't see any reason to put in an acceleration lane in that area, as we're going to signalize that intersection. There's no No traffic is going to be merging. It's always going to be protected. So effectively, all adding that extra width does is to allow those vehicles to speed up through that turn, and that's not what we want to do.
Do you live in the area?
I do not.
Moving on to the Fergus Road one, between 7:30 and 8 o'clock in the morning, the back up there presently without Walmart is pretty extensive, and we were trying to get additional lanes, primarily a right turning lane out of there to match up with the 2 left turning lanes, and I see you failed to do that as well.
We did actually extend the striping. This image that's on the screen is not showing the most up-to-date. I wonder if you refer to your packets. But what we ended up with was as we discussed in the Planning Commission workshop, we extended 2 southbound lanes all the way up to Fisk.
Yeah, could you please step over here, because we're,
Show us where this is.
You didn't show revision, so you didn't show revision.
So this is the second entrance. Yeah. This is the first.
This is to the north, that's to the south. So we totally did away with the restricted area, and now we have 2 southbound lanes all the way to this now.
Instead of just having the one lane, you got both of them going to be, both of them going to try to make that right. Traffic thing. One to the right, one to the left.
So you don't think the majority of people on the morning, I live at coming out this junction, are turning left. And I think the way you draw it now, it helps a little bit. However, what's going to happen is you're going to have both these lanes coming in, and then we try to turn left, and the people trying to turn right won't be able to manage it. It's just it's a concern, I think, for the residents coming out of the subdivision, the largest subdivision in Tennessee. A lot of cars coming out there in the morning, a lot of cars come back there in the evening. I just have a concern that it's going to not only impact the city of Laverne, but also impact Walmart's business.
Well, I talked to our engineer at great length. I sat down with Kyle, and I discussed this with him. And number one, they've done 2 traffic studies. Number 3, I feel like we're asking Walmart to solve the problems that were not solved in the subdivisions back years ago. The impact fees were not used. We've got, 3 different intersections that were never joined to that subdivision back there. And impact fees were paid for that to happen. It never happened. And going out there, had they not done the traffic studies, it'd be one thing. But they've done everything that we've asked of them to do. And we're the ones that ask for traffic studies because we want to know exactly what's going on out there. And now we're telling them, we don't believe your traffic studies. So why are they paying all this money to do traffic studies if we're not going to listen to them? And I do think a lot of that, Graham, is the light. He said that light, once they get it synchronized and all of that, that's going to make a big difference as well.
Now, have they done it yet?
I know he said he was working on it and stuff. And once this road gets done, then they will adjust it accordingly as well.
The way this is drawn, does this mean both lanes coming down, you need to go 2 lanes left, to get to this point right in here, is that correct?
That's correct.
So that would help somewhat bring it down that way, then what? Whoever turns north, or who turns north, too.
And whoever builds on that corner, at that time, we can make sure that we can take care of that corner at that time because we know that's coming right around That's right there. They're just waiting for these site plans to be approved, knowing Walmart's coming, and then whoever is dealing with that corner lot, we can handle another lane right there at that corner lot, because they already own it.
So Christian, did we just not get the revision because they're showing me something different, totally different from what I'm seeing? Was there
I
a
think
revision to this?
you know what, we've had a lot of revisions. So I think that the second to last one got put on the screen is
Okay.
what it was. Yeah, we've had a lot of email revisions back and forth. So
Okay.
So are we voting on this packet right here? This packet? Okay,
that's
Okay, I
right.
just wanna
It's
make
just,
sure.
it was just it was just the image
okay.
when we were comparing the revisions.
See, I'm right around, it doesn't have any notation on there when the revision was made. Everything had it in the block, that's the right hand corner.
Yeah.
But I know, we want to make sure that we're up on this is the one that's built, that's what we want to do. I'm looking back at a early April, like,
Yeah, those are the plans that those are the plans that I will stamp. So
Thank you. So we're going to do an addendum to the vote here with the verbiage. We're going to ask for the motion to approve the site plan pending the proper notation of revision on the one submitted here. Does that make sense to everyone? Because if you look over in your far right-hand corner, there, as Charles notated, there's no date. So pending, you just putting the proper dates in there. We'll make a vote on the, do you have your dates?
in the block right here, in the block where the engineer stamp is.
522?
That's a handwritten note, yeah.
That's a handwritten note, yeah, but it's not in the revision part.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
And just to let the audience know, we went through multiple revisions. So we still got humans handling this, so we might have had human error. But you understand, we need the stamp, and it needs to be, but I think our engineers have checked it out, and they've okayed it for technical items, correct, Crystal?
yes.
Okay. So pending that information being placed in there.
Just to confirm.
We just talk about making sure that revisions is all noted right here, and the one we're voting on tonight. I know he's got the handwritten right there.
Yeah. So you're not concerned about this date, you're concerned about.
I'm concerned about this date, the date that we're voting on, the date that this one was submitted, that's what I'm concerned about.
Since the workshop, you see the revisions noted here.
Right, I mean, just for staff to have on, that's the one,
Just for our own record
It's not a big deal, just want to make sure this
It's
is
just
the one
the
we're
way
voting on, and this is the one.
it's the way
that
the
we
firm-
did.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, with that being said, I'm going to ask for a motion for the site plan with proper revision notation added. Motion to approve. I have a motion to approve. Are you a second?
Second?
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
No.
We're going to have a
Do
roll
roll.
call.
Aye.
Aye.
No.
And I will vote aye with the acceptance of all technical items being addressed from our staff. Motion carries. Next, we'll move on to new business. Here we have a site plan, Rutherford Point, requested by Advanced Building Solutions, proposed 500 square feet maintenance shop, 14 acres, property located at 1 Rutherford Point Circle, tax map 14P, Group B, parcel 2, R3 High Density Residential Zoning District, property owned by Rutherford Point Limited Partnership. Mr. Costanza.
Mr. Chairman, the applicant needs more time on this item, so if we have a request to defer.
Okay, deferral is granted. Next, we have a final plat, Woodstone Phase 6, requested by Rick Raja. Proposed 14 lots on 6.45 acres. Property located along Potts Crossing, tax map 32, parcel 5.06, R1 Low Density Residential Zoning District. Property owned by L&E Properties, Developers and Contractors Incorporated. Ms. Costanza.
Mr. Chairman, the city engineer did not have enough time to review and approve the construction plans. Thus, we cannot vote to approve the final plat. So in your packet, I have a request to defer as well.
All right, deferral is granted. Next, we have a final plat, re-subdivision of map 32, parcel 2, 2.01, and 2.03. Requested by Darrell C. Dobson and Willie F. Dobson. Revocable Living Trust, Polly and Arnold Pruitt, Pewitt, and Marilyn and Kevin Waldron. Property located along Lake Road, tax map 32, parcel 2.00, 2.1, and 2.3. R1 Low Density Residential Zoning District. Property owned by same, respectively.
Mr. Chairman, we had 18 very minor technical items that were all basically administrative, and all of them have been addressed at this time.
Shall I make a motion as submitted?
I have a motion to accept as submitted. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have a concept plan. The Ridge subdivision requested by R and F. At some point, I'm going to get this right. Requested by B and F Developmental LLC. Proposed 75 lots on 46.64 acres. Property located along Lake and Waldron Road. Tax map 32, parcel 2.00 and 2.03. R1 Low Density Residential Zoning District. Property owned by B and F Development. Ms. Costanza.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, we had some technical items that were minor. As you see on the screen and in your packet, we have the Phase 3 was included that the Planning Commission had asked for. That is now showing 56 more lots up in the northwestern corner there. And they've also revised, and it's in your packet, they reworked the traffic study. Well, they didn't rework it. They went out and recounted on May 15th because of the discrepancy that we had at the intersection of Lake and Waldron, and they did actually count that there were 100 more cars at that intersection than they had previously. So that revised study is in your packet, and at this time, all the technical items have been addressed.
Okay, do I hear a motion?
Make a motion to accept as submitted?
I have a motion to accept as submitted. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. We have all voting aye with one abstention. Motion carries. Okay, next, we have a rezoning request, Blair Road Apartments, requested by Oliver Constable. Property located along Blair Road, tax map 029, parcel 2, 63.25 acres. Current zoning district, I-2 heavy industrial proposed zoning, planning density residential, PDR, and R3 high density residential. Property owned by Dr. John Barnes,
Mr. Chairman, if you recall at the workshop, we have to defer this item because we are still waiting on the sewage agreement to come through from Smyrna, or I believe it's been revised, but the city of Laverne needs to approve it before we can put it with the concept plan, which goes with the rezoning. So we will be looking at this item next month, and I have a request to defer for this item and the subsequent one as well.
Okay, with that being said, we're going to have a referral on the rezoning request and the concept plan. Next, we have board and letters of credit, bonds and letters of credit. If I hadn't stayed up so late, we would.
And you should have your bonds and letters of credit spreadsheet in front of you. Kyle has worked with the bank to get the most recent one up to date. I believe that was the George Alexander subdivision.
Are there any questions from the members? We stand adjourned.